Good morning to all. Today in this class I will discuss about quinolones. These are the synthetic antimicrobial agents which contains quinolone structure that acts against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. The objectives are introduction of quinolones, history of quinolones, classification and mechanism of action of quinolones, resistance and pharmacokinetics, use and adverse effects of quinolones, and drug interactions of quinolones. Today in this class we will discuss about introduction, history, classification, mechanism of action of quinolones, resistance, pharmacokinetics, uses of quinolones and adverse effects, and drug interactions of quinolones. First, quinolones are the synthetic antimicrobials having a quinolone structure that are the active primarily against gram-negative bacteria such as E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella, Haemophilus influenzae, Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and newer fluorinated compounds are called fluoroquinolones. These are inhibits gram-positive bacteria like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Pneumococci. And fluoroquinolones are quinolone antimicrobials having one or more fluorine substitutions. Quinolones are the synthetic antimicrobial drugs which contain simple quinolone structure, and fluoroquinolones are the quinolone antimicrobials which have fluorine substitutions. Quinolones are the family of synthetic broad spectrum antibiotic with bactericidal activity, which means it is a synthetic broad spectrum antibiotics, which means it acts both bacteria, both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria with additional action of bactericidal activity. The term quinolones refers to potent synthetic chemotherapeutic antimicrobial agents. It means chemotherapeutic antimicrobial agents means a wide variety of antibacterial substances, and it is used in the treating bacterial infections. Coming to the history of quinolones, the first generation of quinolones begins with nalidixic acid in 1962 for the treatment of urinary tract infections in humans. This quinolones is the nalidixic acid is the first generation of quinolone, which contains a simple quinolone structure and also called non-fluorinated quinolone, which is commonly used to treat urinary tract infections in humans, which is caused by gram-negative bacteria such as E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella, etc. And nalidixic acid was discovered by George Lesher and co-workers in distillate during an attempt at chloroquine synthesis. Now coming to the classification of quinolones. Quinolones, it contains simple quinolone structure. It is highly protein binding drug and mostly it is used in urinary tract infections. Fluoroquinolones is a newer type of quinolones which contains fluorine structure, and its modified first generation quinolones is not highly protein binding drug. It widely distributed to urine and other tissues, and it limited crosses cerebrospinal fluid. Coming to the classification, it has been divided into 4 generations. First generation is also called the quinolones, or non-fluorinated quinolones are cyanoxacin, nalidixic acid, and olaxylic acid. And second generation quinolones or ciprofloxacin. These second and third and fourth generations comes under fluoroquinolones. These are the ciprofloxacin, enoxacin, fleroxacin, lomofloxacin, levofloxacin, norfloxacin, ofloxacin, rulfloxacin. These all drugs are comes under second generation of fluoroquinolones. And third generation of fluoroquinolones are gatifloxacin, grafloxacin, pazufloxacin, sparfloxacin, tosufloxacin. And fourth generation quinolones are clinafloxacin, gemfloxacin, moxifloxacin, trovafloxacin. These are comes under quinolones. This is the non-fluorinated nalidixic acid is the first generation of quinolone. It is also called non-fluorinated quinolone. And second generation are fluoroquinolones are ciprofloxacin, enofloxacin, flerofloxacin, lomifloxacin, levofloxacin, norfloxacin, ofloxacin, rulfloxacin, gatifloxacin, grapefloxacin, pazufloxacin, sparfloxacin, tosufloxacin, and gemfloxacin, moxifloxacin. These all drugs are comes under fluoroquinolones. Coming to the another, this is also same classification, but which acts on antibacterial spectrum. First generation quinolones comes. Quinolones are nalidixic acid and cyanoxaline, which is non-fluorinated quinolones. It acts on are most effective on gram-negative aerobes and aerobes like E. coli, Klebsiella, Salmonella, Shigella, and gram-negative bacteria. Gram-negative bacteria like Haemophilus influenzae, Haemophilus ducreyi, etc. And second generation of quinolones are norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, lamifloxacin, enoxacin. These drugs contains fluorine compounds such as norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin. It active against gram-positive bacteria, aerobic bacteria like streptomycin, like Streptococcus pneumoniae, and also improved activity against gram-negative bacteria such as E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella, etc. And coming to the third generation of quinolones or levofloxacin, sparfloxacin, gatifloxacin, and gemifloxacin. These are also contain fluorine structure, fluorine substitutes, and also called fluoroquinolones. It acts against on aerobics and gram-positive bacteria like pneumococcus, streptococcus, and staphylococcus. And next, coming to the fourth generation of quinolones, which is trovafloxacin, moxifloxacin, clinofloxacin, ciprofloxacin. These all are increased activity against pneumococci. Next, first generation of quinolones. The first generation agents include cyanoxacin and nalidixic acid, which are the oldest and least often used quinolones, which contains simple structure of quinolone. It is it is the oldest and least used quinolones because minimal serum levels are achieved. The use of these drugs has been restricted to the treatment of uncomplicated urinary tract infections. They are also susceptible to the development of bacterial resistance, and these agents are not recommended for use in patients with poor renal function because of significantly decreased urine concentrations. This nalidixic acid and first generation quinolones are not recommended for use in patients with poor renal function because of significantly decreased urine concentrations. And second generation quinolones is also called fluoroquinolones. It is additionally include fluorine molecule at the position cis and at the position cis, so it's called fluoroquinolones. The second generation of quinolones have increased gram-negative activity as well as gram-positive bacteria. Is compared the second generation fluoroquinolones compared with quinolones. These agents have broader clinical application in the treatment of complicated urinary tract infections and pyelonephritis. It is nothing but renal infection caused by gram-negative bacteria, which is Klebsiella proteus and Enterobacter. And it is also used in sexually transmitted diseases and selected pneumonias and skin infections. The second generation quinolones are used in the treatment of urinary tract infections, pyelonephritis, sexually transmitted diseases, and some the skin infections and pneumonias. The fluoroquinolones of second generation drugs are ciprofloxacin, lomifloxacin, norfloxacin, ofloxacin, and levofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin and ofloxacin are the most widely used because of their availability in oral and intravenous formulations. These two drugs are ciprofloxacin and ofloxacin. These drugs are widely used because its availability of oral and intravenous formulations. Third generation fluoroquinolones are include gutifloxacin, moxifloxacin, and sparfloxacin. These agents are separated into third class because of their expanded activity against gram-positive organisms, which is Streptococcus, Staphylococcus, and Pneumococcus, and particularly penicillin-sensitive and penicillin-resistant Streptococcus pneumoniae. And atypical pathogens such as Mycoplasma pneumoniae and Chlamydia pneumonia. These third generation agents like gutifloxacin, moxifloxacin, and sparfloxacin are expanded activity against gram-positive organisms and penicillin-sensitive and penicillin-resistant Streptococcus pneumonia and atypical pathogens such as Mycoplasma pneumonia and Chlamydia pneumonia. And although the third generation quinolones retain gram-negative coverage, they are less active than ciprofloxacin in against Pseudomonas species. Because of their expanded antimicrobial spectrum, they are useful in the treatment of community-acquired pneumonia and acute sinusitis and acute exacerbations of chronic bronchitis. This is also used, third generation of fluoroquinolones also used in the treatment of pneumonia and sinusitis and chronic bronchitis. Fourth generation of fluoroquinolones, trovafloxacin, the current member of the fourth generation class. It adds significant antimicrobial activity against anaerobes while maintaining the gram-positive and gram-negative activity of the third quinolones. It also retains activity against Pseudomonas species comparable to that of the ciprofloxacin. It activity against fourth generation quinolones are trovafloxacin. It activity against Pseudomonas species. And it is good activity against penicillin resistant strains due to its hepatotoxicity. And this therapy should be reserved for life-threatening infections requiring inpatient treatment, and drugs should be taken for 15 days. Next, coming to the fluoroquinolones. These are also synthetic antimicrobial drugs which contains fluorine structure. And these fluoroquinolones are relatively new group of antibiotics. They were first introduced in 1986, but they are really modified quinolones, a class of antibiotics whose accidentally discovered occurred in early 1960s. Coming to the mechanism of action of fluoroquinolones. Mainly it shows two actions, two mechanism of actions by decreasing the DNA gyrase, by inhibiting the DNA gyrase activity and topoisomerase 4 enzymes, and they block the bacterial DNA synthesis by inhibiting the bacterial topoisomerase 2 and topoisomerase 4, and inhibition of DNA gyrase prevents the relaxation of positively supercoiled DNA that is required for normal transcription and replication. And third one, inhibition of topoisomerase 4 probably interfere with separation of replicated chromosomal DNA into the respective daughter cells during the cell division. First one, they block bacterial DNA synthesis by inhibiting bacterial topoisomerase 2 and topoisomerase 4, and inhibition of DNA gyrase prevents the relaxation of positively supercoiled DNA that requires for normal transcription and replication. Inhibition of topoisomerase 4 probably interfere with the separation of replicated chromosomal DNA into the respective daughter cells during cell division. Here is the flowchart of fluoroquinolones. Fluoroquinolones are going to elicit the mechanism of action by decrease the DNA gyrase or decrease the topoisomerase 4 enzyme. By decreasing the DNA gyrase is the very important, which is responsible for the positive supercoiling. So this positive supercoiling of the DNA is very important for the survival of the bacterial cell. Here, what the fluoroquinolones does is it is going to decrease or inhibit the DNA gyrase activity of the bacterial cell, thereby leading to it interfere with the correction of the positive supercoiling that it will leads to unwinding of the it will lead to unwinding of the DNA. This will lead to damaged DNA. Whenever the damaged DNA is present in the it will be degraded by the nuclease enzymes. So the nuclease enzyme is going to degrade this, or ultimately the degradation of degradation of bacteria will occur. So the degradation of bacteria occurs, that it is called bactericidal action of fluoroquinolones. So this was the first mechanism of the fluoroquinolones. It means this fluoroquinolones decreases the activity of the DNA gyrase, which is responsible for the positive supercoiling of the DNA. It is very important for survival of the bacterial cell. This decreased DNA gyrase activity of the bacterial cell, that will be leading to interferes with the correction of the positive supercoiling, that it will be leads to the unwinding of the DNA. This leads to the damaged DNA. This damaged DNA is present, it will be degraded by the nuclease enzymes. So the nuclease enzyme is going to degrade this, and ultimately the degradation of bacterial cell will occur. So the degradation of bacterial cell will occur means bactericidal action of fluoroquinolones. This is the one type of mechanism, and going to another type of mechanism. This fluoroquinolones is decreases to topoisomerase enzyme, topoisomerase 4 enzyme, decreases the topoisomerase 4 enzyme in the bacterial cell, that ultimately decreases the daughter cells, or separation decreases the separation of the daughter cells. It will be lead to mitotic rate. So this mitosis rate of the daughter cells is going to get decreased, and ultimately the fluoroquinolones of topoisomerase 4 enzyme is going to arrest the multiplication of the bacterial cell, and ultimately it is going to the bacteriostatic effect, and ultimately it is going to the bacteriostatic effects of fluoroquinolones. This is the second type of mechanism. In this fluoroquinolones shows bactericidal action and bacteriostatic action. Both actions both actions elicited by fluoroquinolones. This is about mechanism of action of fluoroquinolones. See here, fluoroquinolones inhibits or decreases the DNA garage enzyme and topoisomerase 4 enzyme. Fluoroquinolones binds two nuclear enzymes, it inhibiting DNA replication. Coming to the mode of resistance of fluoroquinolones, it is causing it is due to bacterial resistance occurs due to chromosomal mutations. It is a spontaneous occurring by DNA mutation and it producing DNA garage or topoisomerase 4 reduced affinity for fluoroquinolones, which means it will reduce the affinity. It will reduce the affinity of the fluoroquinolones from the DNA garage and topoisomerase 2. It will reduce the affinity of the fluoroquinolones from DNA garage and topoisomerase 3. And are due to reduced permeability or increased efflux of the drugs across bacterial membranes, means it can also reduce the permeability of the fluoroquinolones across the bacterial cell membrane and increase the efflux of the drugs from bacterial cell. And this fluoroquine resistance is slows down to develop. And some examples of resistance which has been reported among Salmonella, Pseudomonas, Staphylococci, Gonococci and Pneumococci. It reported increasing resistance among Salmonella. These are the examples of resistance, increasing resistance among Salmonella, Pseudomonas, Staphylococci, Gonococci and Pneumococci. Here efflux pump is a less potent, this is the resistance. Here efflux pump, it acts on efflux pump on cell wall. The drug eliminated out. So mutation of the bacterial genes for binding site causes resistance. Coming to the pharmacokinetics of quinolones. Absorption is well absorbed from orally with the bioavailability 80 to 95%. Oral absorption is impaired by divalent cations. Distribution widely distributed in the body and tissues, but limited cross penetration of cerebrospinal fluid. It can pass the placenta and reaching to the fetus. It absorbed orally and bioavailability is 80 to 95%. And distribution, it is also distributed widely distributed in the body fluids and tissues, but it does not cross limited passage of cerebrospinal fluid. It can pass to the placenta and reaching to the fetus. And half-life of quinolones 3 to 8 hours in the serum and elimination 30 to 50% from urine by tubular secretion or glomerular filtration in some amount in bile. It is excreted in urine and bile and feces. Coming to the uses of quinolones, it is used in respiratory tract infections such as emphysema, pneumonia, and lung abscess. Emphysema, it is nothing but the collection of pus in a cavity of body, especially in the pleural cavity. That is the area between the lungs and the inner surface of the chest wall. Emphysema, quinolones are used in emphysema. It is nothing but collection of pus in a cavity of the body, especially in the pleural cavity. And it leads to pneumonia. Pneumonia means infection of the lungs that caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites. And it is also used in lung abscess. It is nothing but bacterial infection that occurs in the lung tissues, causing tissue to die and pus to the collect that space. It is a bacterial infection that occurs in the lung tissue, causing tissue to die and pus to collect in that space. And it is also used in meningitis. It is nothing but inflammation of the lining of the brain and spinal cord. Meningitis means inflammation of the brain and spinal cord. And quinolones are also used in urinary tract infections, which is pyelonephritis, epididymitis, prostatitis, and cystitis. Pyelonephritis is a type of urinary tract infection that affects one or both kidneys caused by bacterium, mainly E. coli, gram-negative, which is a gram-negative bacteria, and also caused by virus infection. Pyelonephritis is a type of urinary tract infections that affects one or both kidneys caused by gram-negative bacteria such as E. coli and also caused by virus. It causes the kidneys to swell and may permanently damage them. And epididymitis is the inflammation of epididymitis. It is a tube near the testicles that stores and carries sperm in the men. And it is also used in prostatitis. It is the inflammation of the prostate gland due to the urine infection in men. And it is fluoroquinolones are also used in cystitis. It is nothing but inflammation of the bladder, usually caused by the urine infection in women. Prostatitis is the inflammation of prostate gland, which is caused in men. Cystitis, it is also inflammation of the bladder, usually caused by the urine infection in women. And quinolones are also used in gastrointestinal tract infections such as enteric fever and bacterial diarrhea. Enteric fever is a potentially fatal multisystemic illness caused primarily by the Salmonella species. And bacterial diarrhea, it is caused by Campylobacter, Salmonella, and Shigella organisms, which is a gram-negative bacteria. And also used in skin and soft tissue infections. It is used in infected ulcers and infected burns. Infected ulcers means shallow wound that develops on the skin. Infected burns is a red color and warm to touch due to an infection. And it is also used in gonorrhea, is a venereal disease involving inflammatory discharge from the urethra or vagina. And chancroid is a bacterial infection that causes open sores around the genitals of men and women. And tuberculosis, it is also used in tuberculosis, infectious bacterial diseases characterized by the growth of nodules in the tissues, especially in the lungs. And fluoroquinolones are also used in conjunctivitis. It is nothing but inflammation of the outermost layer of the white part of the eye and the inner surface of the eyelid. These fluoroquinolones are used in the gonorrhea, chancroid, tuberculosis, and conjunctivitis. Here, fluoroquinolone uses, it is also used in ophthalmic infections, infections of bone, joints, and soft tissues, and respiratory infections, and gastrointestinal and abdominal infections, and prostatitis, urinary tract infections. Adverse effects of quinolones. Quinolones may be displace the neuroinhibitor GABA and resulting in the CNS stimulation. It causes dizziness, headache, insomnia, restlessness. These are the CNS symptoms. CNS symptoms of quinolones or dizziness, headache, insomnia, restlessness. And photosensitivity. Quinolones causes photosensitivity, leads to skin damage after exposure to the UV light due to toxic reactions. These include second-degree burns, discoloration, and sometimes permanent discoloration and scarring the skin. It shows dizziness, headache, insomnia, restlessness, and photosensitivity, phototoxicity. And gastrointestinal adverse effects, it causes nausea, vomiting, anorexia, diarrhea, depletion of magnesium, and disruption of cellular enzyme function, and disruption of mitochondrial function and energy production. And other common side effects are nausea, vomiting, anorexia, and diarrhea. Drug interactions of quinolones, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. It enhances the CNS toxicity of the quinolones, and theophylline, caffeine, and warfarin is the oral anticoagulant drug. It increases the plasma concentration by ciprofloxacin. And antacids are iron acids, iron salts like ferrous sulfate, ferrous succinate, and antacids, which is reduce the absorption of fluoroquinolones. NSAIDs enhances the CNS toxicity of the quinolones, and theophylline, caffeine, and warfarin. These drugs increase the plasma concentration by ciprofloxacin, and antacids or iron salts reduce the absorption of quinolones. Coming to the individual drugs, nalidixic acid is a non-fluorinated drug. It comes under quinolone group. It active against gram-negative bacteria like E. coli, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, Shigella, and Salmonella, etc. And it also contains simple structure of quinolone. Nalidixic acid is also called non-fluorinated drug, which contains simple structure of fluoroquinolone. It comes under quinolone group. It active against gram-negative bacteria like E. coli, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, Shigella, Salmonella, Haemophilus ducreae, etc. Mechanism of action of nalidixic acid: it acts by inhibiting the DNA gyrase and is bactericidal action. It inhibits the nalidixic acid inhibiting DNA gyrase. It shows bactericidal action. And pharmacokinetics of the nalidixic acid: it is absorbed orally and highly plasma protein binding drug, and it is metabolized in liver and excreted in urine. Plasma half-life of nalidixic acid is 8 hours. It inhibits DNA gyrase and it shows bactericidal action, and it absorbed orally and highly plasma protein binding drug, metabolized in liver and excreted in urine, and plasma half-life of nalidixic acid is 8 hours. Adverse effects of nalidixic acid: it causes gastrointestinal upset and rashes, neurological disorders like headache, drowsiness, vertigo, visual disturbance, and it is also causes phototoxicity, but it's rare. And it is used in diarrhea caused by Proteus, E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella, which is gram-negative bacteria. It is used in diarrhea which is caused by gram-negative bacteria like E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella, and it is also used as urinary antiseptic agents. And ciprofloxacin, it is a fluoroquinolone group of drug. It comes under second generation of fluoroquinolones. It's a more potent fluoroquinolone against Plasmodium aeruginosa. It's not effective against gram-positive bacteria like streptococci, pneumococci, staphylococci, and anaerobes. It's mainly effective against gram-negative bacteria like Enterobacteriaceae, Campylobacter, Pseudomonas, Haemophilus influenzae, and Meningococci catarrhalis, and Neisseria gonorrhoeae. And it also against intracellular pathogens like Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Chlamydia, Brucella, Mycoplasma, and Legionella. And clinical uses of ciprofloxacin. It is used in urinary tract infections, traveler's diarrhea, anthrax, diabetic foot infections. And unique qualities are it is binds to divalent cations, which decreases the absorption, and because of its good penetration into bone, orally administered ciprofloxacin is usual alternative to the permanently administered antibiotics for the treatment of osteomyelitis caused by susceptible organisms. Ciprofloxacin binds to divalent cations, which decreases the absorption because of its good penetration into the bone. It is used in osteomyelitis, which is caused by susceptible organisms. Available preparations of ciprofloxacin is Ciplox eye drops and Siloxane eye drops or ointment. It is used in conjunctivitis, corneal ulcer, and ulcer before ophthalmic surgery. Ciprofloxacin is available as a Ciplox eye drops, Siloxane eye drops, and ointment. It is used in conjunctivitis before going to ophthalmic surgery and corneal ulcers. It is also available as Neosip 500 milligrams, Ciplox 250 milligrams, and Ciprodac 500 milligrams. Levofloxacin is the third generation of fluoroquinolone. It is a levoisomer. It's 100% oral bioavailability. It is effective against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Levofloxacin is the third generation of fluoroquinolones, which contains fluorine structure or fluorine substitution, and it is effective against gram-positive bacteria like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, Pneumococcus, and gram-negative bacteria like Shigella, Salmonella, the E. coli, Haemophilus ducreae, etc. It also effective against pathogens like Legionella, Pneumophilia, atypical respiratory pathogens, and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The clinical uses of levofloxacin it is used in urinary tract infections, chronic bronchitis, nosocomial pneumonia, and intra-abdominal infections. And the unique quality of levofloxacin is it binds to divalent cations, which decreases the absorption. Ciprofloxacin also binds to divalent cations, which decreases the absorption. They both are having similar quality. Levofloxacin is available as Levoslog tablet, Levotec, and VCure tablet. So this is about ciprofloxacin and individual drugs. In this class we discussed about quinolones and fluoroquinolones. Quinolones are simple quinolones, which is that is nalidixic acid, and fluoroquinolones contains fluorinated. Fluoroquinolones contains fluorine structure, which is ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, moxifloxacin. And we also discussed about individual drugs.